Hey Adventures! Today I will be doing a review for the Tropic of Serpents. Before I jump into the review though, I recently decided to change up how I'm doing reviews a little bit. What I used to be doing as a review, I will now be calling a book analysis because that's more along the lines of what it is. I will continue to do those, but they will be less common. They will only be about books that I really want to delve deep into the review portion of it and the understanding portion of it. What my reviews will now be is first off I will be reviewing pretty much every book I read, not every single book, but pretty much every book I read, and they will be very much a lot shorter, just my thoughts, feelings about the book after I finished reading them. So this first one, like I mentioned, is for the Tropic of Serpents. This is book 2. I don't even know what the series is called, but there's a series by Marie Brennan. The first book is A Natural History of Dragons. I don't know what the series is called, and I should know that. This review will be spoiler-free, and yeah, let's get on into it. So some of the stuff that I really liked about this book, and it was one of the things that came to my brain when I was thinking about this book, is I really liked the setting. I really liked, for some reason, the swamp setting worked really well for me, and I felt like that was a great way to continue the story. You felt like you were in the swamp with them, the way she described the atmosphere, the always wet type thing, always wet, always sweaty, bugs everywhere. You just kind of have to live with it because that's how life is. There isn't anything else. It was very well done, and you felt like you were in that setting. I also really like how it explored the cultures. You met 3 different cultures, 3 new cultures I think, in that one book, and at least the one that you spent most time in was very well explained. You get to learn a lot about it, and I really enjoyed that. I also really loved getting to meet the new dragons. There's a new type of dragon that they're studying, technically a couple of them, but they focus mostly on one style, or one breed, species? I don't know what it is, one dragon type, and you get to learn a lot about them. You get to see their life cycle, or understand a little bit about their life cycle, understand the culture around the dragons. You also get to see the contrasts between the females of the species and the males of the species, and how that all works, and how that those interactions happen, and all that stuff. And it's really cool to see. They also had a lot of more science in this one than in the first one, and I really love that. While I tend to be more language arts inclined, I have a brain that is able to understand the science side of things. I could have gone either way depending on how I was raised, and ended up being raised more towards the language arts side of thing rather than the science side of thing. And so I can understand that science very easily. And from what I could tell, it seemed like, yeah, this could actually work, and I really liked that. There was some really cool things that were done because of the science, and I really liked that. The humor and the relationships, I felt that there was several times when I was actually laughing at the book, laughing out loud. Well, I listened to the book on audiobook because I don't have the physical book, which I wish I did, because I missed so many illustrations that I would have loved to see. But since I didn't have that, I listened to it on audiobook, and there was plenty of times when I was actually laughing out loud to what was going on in the book, or what was being said, or some of the quips or clapbacks or anything like that was happening, and it was very well done. It didn't feel forced, it just felt natural for the characters. The relationships as well, it was good to see the different relationships develop and how they've developed, especially since the first book, and how they grow in the second book as well. I really like that aspect. And then Isabella's thought process, her thought process about her family, her work, whatever it might have been, seeing how she thought and how her thought process changed throughout the book as she as a character grew, I really enjoyed that as well. The one thing that I will add to that humor and relationships, and then Isabella's thought process side of thing, that's more of a could have been done better type thing, is that because it follows Isabella's point of view, you don't really get to see as much of the other characters, meaning you don't get the depth of character that you would if it was a story following multiple different characters, POVs. But at the same time, it works just fine for the story, and it doesn't really detract from the story because it is written as a memoir from Isabella's point of view, not from these other characters' point of view. So all she knows is what she sees of the characters, and that's really well done the way it's done. And then the other thing that was a little bit I don't want to say bad because it wasn't, it was just not the most interesting, was the story got a little bit bogged down by the in-world politics. What the politics did is they added a whole other layer to the world, but they took away a little bit, distracted a little bit from the story that was being told. And so it's kind of, as a series, it needed the politics, but as a self-contained story, it was kind of bogged it down a little bit. But again, it wasn't that bad. I don't think I could rate this story a full 5 stars, but 4.75, something like that. It was very, very good. I very much enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it more than the first one for lots of reasons, but I think overall the first one was really good and I really loved the first one, but there was some more things in the first one that I disliked than in the second one, I guess. So, I don't know, yeah. Well, that is my review for The Tropic of Serpents. The Tropic of Serpents by Marie Brennan. This is the second book in the series with A Natural History of Dragons, and then The Tropic of Serpents being book 2. I don't know what the series is called. I should probably figure that out. Lady Trent Memoirs, maybe? I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope that you enjoy this new format of this shorter, just my thoughts on the book style of review rather than my 5 elements breakdown and analysis of a book for a review, because it will allow me to review more books, get my thoughts out there a little bit easier. I won't have to spend quite so much time figuring out what to say that's spoiler free, all that kind of stuff. I can just kind of give my thoughts now, and I like that idea. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. We have our social medias linked in the description down below, and we will see you guys again soon. We post videos every Monday and Thursday. Stay well.